This video is brought to you by Green Man Gaming. Click the link below for some amazing deals on some incredible games. Gaming backlogs are a thing that everyone has to deal with nowadays. You know, games go down to stupidly low prices and you just can't help buying them. My backlog hasn't gone down once since I started this series. I'm not gonna lie to you all. That's a confession. It hasn't gone down. If anything has gone up, I keep adding to the backlog. At this point, it's an infinite content glitch. Like I'm never gonna stop making this backlog series. That might be amazing to some of you, but to me, I am stuck in a circle of torment and hell.
It's a fucking nightmare.
I am going to die and my backlog will still be there. It's never gonna go. But yeah, if you're familiar with this series, let's get on to the first game I beat, and that is Romeo Is A Deadman. Romeo Is A Deadman was a very good game. It was really good. I had a good time with it. It's a Suda 51 game at the end of the day. Like, if you've watched my videos, you know that I'm like the #2 Suda 51 glazer in the world. But yeah, Romeo Is A Deadman, it was one of my most anticipated games, and now that I've played it, I can say that it's good. It's not amazing though. It's got quite a few problems. One of the biggest problems being performance. This game does not run very well at all. I played it on PC, and my PC has like a 4090. I've got 64 gigs of RAM, an i9 something whatever K, it'll probably be on the screen right now. And yeah, this game chugged. This game chugged on my PC, despite the fact it looks like this. Like okay, so I'm not one for graphical fidelity, but this game doesn't look good visually. It is kind of ugly as hell. But you know, that's just Suda 51 for you. None of his games really look amazing. You know, it's about the weirdness and the gameplay, and that's where this game doesn't disappoint, because I had a lot of fun playing through Romeo Is A Deadman. The gameplay loop of it is pretty addictive. It's not like the traditional Suda 51 games where it's like mission based, where it's pretty linear. Romeo Is A Deadman has like these open zones kind of, where you can actually grind enemies and level up, if that makes sense. Like it feels kind of like a pseudo RPG in a way, and I don't know how to think about that. I don't know what to think about that. Like there's a lot of like side missions as well, when you take your spaceship, like these like castle dungeons that feel randomly generated. I'm not entirely sure if they are, but you can grind in them. I do love the upgrade system though. It's like an arcade machine, and you like have to guide the little guy around to find the upgrades that you want, and you can miss quite a lot of them. I really like the weapons as well. There's a nice variety. I did use the rocket launcher a stupid amount. That shit is busted, and you're gonna want to use it to your advantage because it's a very tough game. So before I played Romeo Is A Deadman, I beat Lollipop Chainsaw, and in comparison, Lollipop Chainsaw is a walk in the park. Romeo Is A Deadman does not fuck around. The first actual boss is literally just a giant head, and he can fuck your shit up so easily. It is pretty insane. I actually almost rage quit at the final boss. I won't show him here. It's got a really silly name, but I almost rage quit at that shit because it was stupidly hard, man. This game was tough. It was really tough, but I did have a good time with it. If I was to put it on my Suda 51 ranking, bring that back from the previous episode, I would probably put it around here. I don't think it's as good as Lollipop Chainsaw or Shadows of the Damned, but I think it's a bit better than the first No More Heroes. I'm gonna be honest. I love No More Heroes 1, and I know some people had a bit of an issue with the fact I put Lollipop Chainsaw above No More Heroes 1, but I don't know, man. But yeah, Romeo Is A Deadman looks like shit, plays great, and it's a Suda 51 game, so you're gonna have no idea what is going on half the time. It was a good time. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I've played it. The next game I want to talk about is Mouse PI for Hire. Now, I recently made my video talking about the IGN review for this game and how they gave it a 6 out of 10 and the uproar behind that. And yeah, I did actually end up dropping this game. I'm gonna be completely honest with you all. That's not because it's a bad game. Not because it's a bad game at all. It was a good game. I had fun playing it, but it got to a certain point where I was like, right, this is getting pretty stale now, and I ended up dropping it about 6 hours in, which surprisingly enough was like halfway through the game. It is a very long game for what it is, and I think that is my main issue with it. See, Mouse PI for Hire is a boomer shooter, and boomer shooters don't need to be very long. Genuinely, like, well, FPS games as a whole, you know, they're kind of better off being shorter experiences than like really drawn out 15 to like 10-hour long experiences, unless they have a fuckload of interesting mechanics like say the Doom games. But even 2016, that game really started to get dull near the end, and Mouse PI for Hire is no different. The biggest thing that carries this game is the aesthetic, the rubber hose early animation style. I love it. It looks incredible. I love the environments. I love going around them, seeing all the enemies. That's actually another issue, enemy variety. This game has like 4 enemy types, and the only way to make them different is they change outfits in the levels. Aside from that, they act the exact same way. There's not much else to them. And weapon-wise, the weapons are fun to use, but it's just not enough, man. I'm sorry, but the game doesn't do enough to like interest me to push through it and beat it. And yeah, I ended up dropping it. I think it was after the haunted house mission. I don't quite remember. Or maybe it was a bit after that, but yeah. I'll probably pick it up again sometime soon. I don't think it's a 6 out of 10. The score that IGN gave it is incredibly harsh. It's definitely not a 6 out of 10. It's probably like a 7 out of 10. But yeah, it outstays its welcome. I don't think it does enough to be interesting, and I do think it is heavily a style over substance game, because yeah, it's a bit dull. So I ended up dropping this one, sadly, but I do think I'll come back to it in the future. Now the next game I'm going to talk about that I finished is Resident Evil. And for this one, I actually was working on a video for it, but I ended up scrapping it because I knew it would piss a lot of people off, because I have a bit of a hot take with Resident Evil 1. The title of that video was Resident Evil is the greatest game that sucks to play, and I'm just going to elaborate from there. So Resident Evil, it has an incredible atmosphere. It's done so much for the games industry, it's like horror games especially. Like, we wouldn't have some of the all-time greats without Resident Evil. And the remake, it's an incredible remake, especially on the first game. It does so much more. It adds a lot of new content like Lisa Trevor, Crimson Heads, entire areas, and I appreciate it for all of that. I also really like the fixed camera angles, how much they build up tension and atmosphere. In almost all of my Devil May Cry videos so far on my main channel, I always glaze the fixed camera angles and how they build up atmosphere and suspense. They look incredible, but I don't think they're very fun. I don't think fixed camera angles work all too well in games that require any form of aiming. Fighting any form of enemy in Resident Evil was just an absolute chore, and I hated playing through it. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun for me. I think the fixed camera angles work better in a game like Devil May Cry, when you're just going up to an enemy as close as you can and just smacking them about. Hell, Onimusha. Onimusha is literally Resident Evil, but it's melee focused, and I think the fixed camera angles work way more practically in that game than they do in Resident Evil. In my opinion, I struggle to use them. I don't like fighting any form of the enemies in the game. And a lot of the puzzles, I'm not really that much of a puzzle guy, which is pretty insane considering, you know, it's Resident Evil. But the later games do get way lighter on puzzles, and they are a bit more brain dead and less elaborate, which I'm more of a fan of because I'm fucking stupid. But ultimately, I'm just more of a fan of the over-the-shoulder style than the fixed camera angle style for the Resident Evil games. Even the first-person style, I love the first-person Resident Evil games. 7 and Village, I love them. I love them. But yeah, Resident Evil Remake, I absolutely love it, but I hate playing it. I hated playing it. I even played it on very easy as Jill. I don't want to play through it again as Chris. I don't know, man. That was my opinion on it, and I'm sorry to say if that makes me a Resident Evil LARPer. At least I beat it though. At least I beat it as Jill. So maybe I'm not a LARPer. Maybe I'm not. Now, the next game I want to talk about is the best game I've played from the whole of last month, and that is CROC Legend of the Gobbos. What can I say about CROC Legend of the Gobbos that hasn't been said already? This game is a masterpiece. It is a masterclass of platforming. Everybody loves CROC Legend of the Gobbos. 10 out of 10 game. I don't know what else to say about it, really. It's just CROC Legend of the Gobbos. My fucking friend bought me it for my birthday, and I just beat it. It took me like 3 hours, and yeah, it's just a harmless little PS1 platformer. Pretty janky. Originally you had to play it with tank controls, but luckily this remaster has analog stick controls. I don't know how you could beat this game with tank controls. That is absolutely insane to me. But yeah, CROC Legend of the Gobbos, absolute banger game. Fucking loved every second of it. I might even go back and 100% it, you know. It was just a silly fun time. I don't know what else to say about it. But I want to know what you guys have been playing in your backlog, you know. Is it a game that you've been enjoying, or is it a game that you've also shelved because you're just not enjoying it all too much? You know, sometimes it's alright to quit a game that you're not enjoying, you know. I kind of wish I did that with Resident Evil, but I didn't want to get called a LARPer, so I decided to just push through it, and yeah, I just didn't have a good time with that. But yeah, let me know in the comments any games you've been playing in your backlog, if you've been enjoying them, hating them, or just feeling kind of bored and indifferent about them. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and obviously you know what happens at this point in the video. Time to talk about Green Man Gaming. If you're looking to add more games to your backlog, this is the perfect place, because god, there is a lot of sales going on Green Man Gaming. Just constantly, they always have sales going on so many amazing games that I've recommended many times on this channel. You know, if you're wanting to check out stuff like The Evil Within or Resident Evil 1, for example, you know, as much as I didn't enjoy that game, you might absolutely love it, and you can probably get it there for like £4. That's usually what it goes down to. But yeah, click the link below if you want to check out Green Man Gaming. And now, for any of you who have stuck around, first of all, I just want to say thank you, and I want to give you a little treat. I'm going to show you what I edited for that scrapped Resident Evil video. It's only like 40 seconds, and it's the intro, but I'm pretty proud of what I edited for it, you know. But yeah, just wanted to reward you all with that. Resident Evil is probably at the best point it's been at for a while now. Like, I don't think I've seen this many people talk about Resident Evil, like, ever, really. And I've been around, I would say, since when 7 came out. You know, I've seen like the launch of Village, 2 remake, 4 remake, but after Requiem, it's just shot up into bloody everywhere. It's everywhere. Everywhere I look, on TikTok, on Twitter, all I see is people talking about how they want to fuck Leon Kennedy, and you know what? I get it. I do get it. You know, I play Resident Evil 4 remake with this mod, so you know. Completely forgot that it ended like that, but yeah, I have a backlogged now if you want to see a little hint of what games I'll be talking about in next month's backlog video. And yeah, time to give a huge shout out to my supporters, that being Nintendo Pro, Profit, Pitstab, Bouncer Storm Productions, and Daniel Levchenko. And a huge thank you to my channel members, that being TieBlood87, Bart VDB6819, Puggyboy8529, Drift King 7763, Cat OXD, Randomness 7550, Nikki the Pro LP, Matt 2601, Kindly Bacon 18, One Stundy Gaming 340, Clinton Lake T5C6X, Swanky Pants 677, Adriel Low Young 8770, J Rash Shake the Heavens, Imdisc Inserted, NCR 8111, Courtney Williams DR9TB, Zello 007, On The Go Gaming 109, Eteria Meow Meow, Quack29, Plates Fly 8362, Liam Talks About, Marshala 4566, Marcus Platts, Joshua Whitford 5509, Evan Underhill 2342, Bidoo for Doom, Gabriel Padro 5589, Scary 1407, Eggy 613, Riff King 66, Andrea Stewart 8871, Galaxy 11243, Glusky 36, Floaty 38, The Slopped Hog Within, L Hayes 117, also known as Some Balding Guy Rambling Into the Void, Griefgar, and Resistance Line. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that this backlog video was a bit more negative than usual, but you know, I like to speak my mind on this channel, even if the opinions will probably get anthrax sent to me. But yeah, thank you all so much for supporting me, and I'll see you all in the next video.